Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So a lot of people are reluctant to lift their truck or lift their SUV for the sake of not being able to fit into their garage or their parking garage if they live in an apartment. So in this video, I went through and I made a number of measurements from the ground to the fender line, from the center cap to the fender line, as well as the overall height of the truck, just to give you guys an idea of no kidding what you'd be working with if you were to do a very similar setup. I will do a separate video where I go over the 4Runner TRD Pro over there. As you guys know, I have a Westcott Designs lift as well as larger 285 KO2s on it. So a separate video for the 4Runner. But today, let's talk about the Tundra. So again, 35-inch tires. And as you can see, we're pretty close. This is a standard 7-foot high garage door. Okay, so this is pretty standard for what you would find on your typical home. I measured it out and it is just 1 inch shy of 7 feet. So it was what, 83 inches exactly. So I'm 1 inch shy. And I think that'd be pretty standard for most garages, okay? So let's talk about the front first. So from the ground to the center of the fender right here, okay? So from the ground up to here, we have exactly 39.5 inches. So 39.5 inches. From that center cap, that TRD center cap there up to the fender, that same spot, we're looking at 23.5 inches. Okay, so there's your measurements up there. Very similar out back, just slightly larger. So we're talking 39 3/4 inches from the ground to the fender, center of the fender there, as well as 23 3/4 from the center cap to the fender, right down the center, okay? So those are your measurements just for the front and rear. Now the overall truck, we are looking at 77, just slightly over 77 inches to the top. And when I say top, I mean the actual roof line, okay? So 77 inches from the ground to the roof line, but we have that little shark fin. See a little shark fin right there? That is another just under 3 inches tall. So we're talking about 80 inches tall, maybe slightly over 80 inches, which gives us about a 3-inch gap between the very top of that shark fin to my Christmas lights, to the top of my garage door here. So barely fits. I don't think, I'd be curious if I were to put on any kind of lift kit, whether it be Westcott Designs or anything, if I would fit with good peace of mind. So definitely a snug fit, but it works. So if you do have a standard garage door, 7 feet tall, you can comfortably put on these 35-inch tires. So again, more to follow on the 4Runner over here because it is even a more snug fit. It barely fits. So we'll talk more about that in a separate video. But for the 13 people in the world that were interested in the measurements here, there you have it. Appreciate you watching as always. Until next time.